How has been your first contact with Jamaican music, and why did you like it so much, and why right now you still playing it?
Okay. My initial contact with Jamaican music was in the early 60s. There was a song called My Boy Lollipop, which was performed by a young singer called Millie. It was an amazing song. It was very energetic. It had a very exciting, crazy backbeat. And this crazy beat from Jamaica had really caught on, and it was called ska. It was completely different to any other type of music. It wasn't like rock or pop or soul. It was soulful, but the structure of the rhythm was quite different. The music has changed. It's been through various movements, rocksteady, from ska to rocksteady to reggae and so on. But essentially, I'm still excited by it, and I still collect it, and I still take great joy in playing it.
I know that when you were like 15 years old, your first job probably was to make DJ in Radio London.
When I was 16, in the summer of '67, I started DJing not professionally, but in house parties for friends and youth clubs. By 1978, I got my first professional job as a radio DJ, and that was with BBC Radio London, yes.
I also seen that you had an experience as an actor in Doctor Who.
Yeah, I did. I went to, when I finished my education, I studied economics for 1 year, but business was not suited to me. I didn't have any feeling for this, so I stopped, and I was fortunately able to get a position in a drama school for 3 years to study theatre and also teaching. So when I left, I was qualified to teach drama and speech and drama, and also to work professionally in the theatre. So I chose to work in the theatre, which I did, and that was in 1974. So I spent a number of years working in the theatre as an actor, classical theatre, Shakespeare and so on. And yeah, I was in Doctor Who. It's true.
Great. A little hot question. You know, many times reggae music and dancehall music is related to the using of marijuana and hashish. What do you think about it?
The smoking of marijuana has been part of society for as long as I can remember. It's nothing new. So within the traditions of Rastafarianism, which is very much a part of the origins of reggae music, if it wasn't for Rastafarians, we wouldn't have had the type of music that Bob Marley made and many of the great stars made, Burning Spear, the Abyssinians and so on. We're talking about traditional, authentic, roots rock reggae. What I think is important is that people have freedom of choice. We're living in a world now, it seems, where more and more we're told what to do and what not to do. But we are human beings, and we were given the freedom of choice. And the smoking of marijuana has something that many people enjoy, and will defend it. I happen not to smoke it. Many people have done and will continue to do so. It's part of the culture of the music. As people who like reggae smoke ganja, that is a cliche. I know some of the greatest reggae stars, some of whom I could name, who do not smoke ganja and have never smoked ganja. There are thousands of people that go to reggae concerts that do not smoke marijuana because they don't like the effect it has on them. Some people don't drink because they don't like the effect it has on them.
One of the interesting things that I saw about your tours is that a lot of time you are here in Italy. I would like to understand why. I mean, you have particular connection to this country, or is just because there's a lot of people that likes reggae or dancehall here in Italy?
I've asked myself that question a couple of times over the last few years as to why I am invited to work so often here in Italy. I think the simplest answer is just that Italian people have a passion for reggae. I have a passion for reggae. and it seems that when we get together, we have a great time. Of course, Italian reggae fans have created their own reggae as well, their own ska bands and so on. Juliano Palma being a perfect example. Brusco as an artist, Sud sound. I mean, there is a tradition which has evolved here in Italy.
What do you think about the reggae dancehall scenario here in Italy, and especially here in the north of Italy? And what do you think about the new artists, like also Powa Flowa Family, for example? They are trying to, pushing these parties and this music in this area.
Dancehall is very exciting. It's just another development, another aspect of reggae music. It's called dancehall now. In the old days, it was just called ska. Reggae, in its traditional structure, is more of a one drop, chunkin, chunkin, chunk, tung, 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 relying on the bass line, and it's a rocking motion, and it's a much more of a soulful listening experience. Dancing, yes, but or steer it up, little darling, whatever. I don't want to wait in vain. That's the tempo. Dancehall is dum 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 dum. So boom boom. And if you look at ska, so dancehall and ska have a lot in common. They are both energized music, which is almost impossible not to tap your feet to or to get up and dance to. So dancehall is just the new ska, really. It's an evolution of the excited end, the high tempo end of Jamaican music. In the early 80s, they gave this term dancehall to the music because it was the music that was literally played in the dance halls of Jamaica. It had an energy to it, and furthermore, the artists would DJ and sing live on the sound system. Dancehall is the high energy end of reggae.
Just a little bit ago, you were talking about the evolution of the music. You were talking about the ska and the dancehall, you talk about the dancehall as an evolution of the ska music. What do you think about the new kind of music that are growing right now, like dubstep?
Dubstep is fascinating. I'm really quite enchanted by it because it's a throwback to what I found exciting in 1972, 73, 74 when this new music came out of Jamaica called dub. Dubstep is a similar experience, and it's created in England by young kids, I shouldn't say the kids is not a nice expression, but by young people who make their own rhythms. And that's the difference between the world we live in now and the world we used to live in, and that's what we were talking about earlier on in our conversation. The technology available to enables them to create rhythms in a way that would have been impossible 20 years ago. And when I've experienced it at Fabric Club and so on, with Casper and DJs like this, and the drum and bass DJs, Hype and Shy Effects and so on, you realize that what they've done is they've taken something and created something for themselves. There are some individuals in reggae who in recent times who I found to be very exciting. Taurus Riley is a phenomenal talent. Another young singer who I'm also very, very impressed with is Romain Virgo. He has a unique voice. Also Etana as a relatively new vocalist. Shireen Anderson again as a new vocalist. And the Luton Fire, Chuck Fender, the what you would call the more chanting, rebel style MCs. These have been relatively new recording artists to the scene. And I think some of their work's most interesting. Also Busy Signal is a social commentator whose ability to turn songs around in an original way, and at the same time using the roots of Jamaican dancehall as a reflection of what he's into.